Thank God we were away on a trip because we turned into an angry mob and we would have gone to Star Island.
Yeah.
And beaten Lenny.
Yeah, I think I showed that later on my birthday party that night. I was like taking it out on Lenny.
I'm so excited for season 5. Now, I did get to talk to Dr. Nicole the other day, and she said there is a lot of drama ahead. Was she right? What can we expect?
Oh my God! Every day,
and she's part of it.
I hear.
Yeah, she's part of the cause of the problem of the drama. Yeah,
I told everyone last season.
So yeah, I hear that she's maybe being a little like sneaky, talking to people. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, everything you said, sneaky, talking about people.
Interesting. So how would you say that you handle this kind of drama this season, both of you?
Well, I scream a lot. I talk back and I have an opinion. So you'll see, like my season 5 is a lot different from season 4 for obvious reasons. I was going through so many challenges in my life for my season 4 and so many sad time, very sad time in my life where I lost my mom, my wedding. So I wasn't involved a lot with the rest of the ladies because I really didn't have the time for that. But this season, I'm happy, I'm married, my life is working out, and I have a little bit of time to actually pay attention to a lot of the nonsense that's going out, and I have to call them out. And so you'll see me a lot more, participating with the ladies, having an opinion. And, sometimes it's hard because you're really saying things from a good place and from experience, or may not, and they take it a certain way and they just make a fight about it.
Yeah.
She's in session, and this is the teacher.
I'm professor.
Yeah, she's the professor.
I'm excited to see what it's all like. I mean, there's the drama between Lisa and Larsa too. Can you tell me a little bit about what fans can expect there? Because that looks explosive as well.
Oh boy, I think that so Lisa comes to my house and I just gave her a little bit too much to drink, and then she just, was sharing some things about Larsa's new home that weren't that nice, and then Larsa got wind of it, and then the whole thing just kind of blows up, and then the insults ensue, and that goes on for a couple of episodes, huh?
Yeah,
they get.
I mean, I feel like the girls were a lot more comfortable with each other. So what happens when you're such good friends and you have that, you feel comfortable with the person, you have more of an opinion and you feel like you can say more. And it just, sometimes it does get stupid because, for example, they were at my wedding party fighting about mortgages, who has a mortgage on their house and who doesn't. That's pretty stupid in my opinion. And so, at the end of the day, what I was trying to tell them was you should be more concerned about if your name is on the deed of the house, because who cares if the house is only under Lenny's name? Who cares if he has 10 mortgages? It's not going to affect you at all. But you should be concerned about that. And then later on, you realize, that it's important, especially, we've seen Lisa's real life play out, on TV, but we know what's going on in her real life too. Unfortunately too, because obviously when it's, public, it's a lot more difficult, for her.
Yeah, I mean, just the clips that we've seen so far of that relationship, that coming to an end, have been so crazy. What was that like for you two, just being in the group and watching this kind of all implode?
I was in shock.
Yeah, I never saw it either, honestly. We happened to be a few months before we started filming in Aspen with Lenny and Lisa and having dinner, and everything was beautiful and great, and we were having a good time. So I never, people are always going to talk, people are always going to judge, but I've always thought you never know what happens behind closed doors. And if it works for them, sometimes it might be crazy for me. And that's why I never judge other marriages, because I've been judged all my life in my marriages and in my relationships. And you never really know, so my thing was always what? It works for them. Oh, but they have these parties. Oh, but they do this. And I said, but it works for them.
Exactly.
As long as, they both know about it, obviously, and it works for them. So, but until it doesn't. So this unfortunately is what happened.
Yeah. We were all surprised and blindsided with Lisa.
I was going to say, what point did it become clear to you guys what was going on?
When she told us.
When she told us, pretty
just
much.
Came out and told us.
So there was no hints beforehand at all.
Yeah, no, I think it was unexpected for her as well. So she didn't tell us. I don't know how many episodes you've watched, but you'll see when the whole group, you know, finds out.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
again, you know, we could have all thought something, like we can think that about, you know, every marriage and every relationship, but you
Mhm.
really don't know.
Yeah.
But and it's not until she tells us, which is
Mhm.
actually my birthday my birthday that we go away on one
Mhm.
of our trips, that we
Yeah.
go to the Keys.
Yeah.
That
Yeah. It was a jaw-dropping moment. Everyone was taken aback and shocked.
Yeah, I can imagine. How did that affect the group? Was it kind of a binding together to support her,
I
or did
think
it split
everyone had
things?
a lot of opinions and thoughts.
Yeah, we all did, because you know we've all gone through divorces. Well, except for gertie. So gertie wanted to give her advice of being married for 26 years. So we all had
that's not
something to
helping
say
right now.
you know, right?
Right? Thanks, Gertie. That's not gonna help.
Right, but you know, we all have something to say. You know, we're all women. We're all her friends. We've all gone through similar situations. So we felt, but at the end, the most important thing is that we were all there for Lisa.
Mhm.
You know, we all showed her love. We hugged her. We kissed her. She knows that we're there for her, and you know, that's what she needed. You know, nobody needs at that moment, oh, I told you so. Oh yeah, of course. You know, so it was kind of like we were just there to listen to her and to support her.
Okay, good. So everyone was going forward together, and there was no fighting about
At
it.
that
Okay,
moment,
good.
I was very happy because, you know, at that moment, that's what she needed. And, you know, you have to like just listen to her and just be there for her.
I mean, thank God we were away on a trip, because we turned into an angry mob, and we would have gone to Star Island.
Yeah.
And beaten Lenny
Yeah, I
up,
think
all
I
of
showed
us.
that later at my birthday party that night. I was like taking it out on Lenny.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Pinata.
Yeah, I take things very personal. I really do.
You
Like
were
when
up
it
that
affects
whole night.
me,
We shared
I was
a
up
room
the whole night.
She didn't sleep.
Oh,
and
wow.
at 12 in the morning, I slept pretty good. And she's like, I haven't slept all night. I can't believe this is happening. Like,
Yeah. I just thought it was like,
you were really affected.
No, because I care a lot. I know what, you know, the consequences of like breaking up a family, and there's small kids, and you know, even though my mom was divorced 5 times and married 5 times, and she was a psychiatrist, she gave the best advice to couples, and about trying to keep your marriage together. Obviously not if there's infidelity to this point, but you know, so that's all I can think about, you know, just like another broken family, and then like repercussions on the kids long term. You know, I just took it very personal. I'm sorry, you know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And especially, I mean, now you're a newlywed, and on a more positive note, we're coming up on a year. How has that been for you?
Oh no, it's been amazing. Well, I mean, Todd and I have been together for 6 years, but yes, legally married for a year. So, I mean, everything's been great. I've always felt like I've been his wife for all these years, and I'm counting them.
Yeah.
And, because they do. I mean, when you live with the person and you are committed, you know, from the beginning, like we were, to me, you know, it's just a piece of paper, you know, and that wasn't really going to change anything. So, but, you know, I'm very happy, you know, that we did it. I'm Mrs. Nepola.
Yes.
And you know, everything's been
we like
been
that
good.
Paper.
But let me tell you, even
we have 3 and 6 together,
right? But even going through that, like you said, I feel like when Lisa was going through that with Lenny, like you said, I'm starting a new relationship, so we all start even questioning, like, this can happen to any of us.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, Nicole's newly engaged, but she's also been in a long-term relationship with Anthony. And you know, you're a newlywed also. Adriana is dating. Larsa's newly divorced. So we were all like, you know, we're all thinking like this can happen to us or to anybody. I mean, we're not the only ones.
Right. Did that spark kind of conversations about your own relationships with your partners? Like, you better not ever.
It did for me. It did for me. Yeah, because I mean, and it's funny because, you know, Todd's like, you always take everybody's problems and you make it like about you and about me, and that's because I put myself in their shoes.
Yeah,
and I've been in those shoes. Different similarities, but you know, I mean, differences, but also many similarities.
I try to block everything out and just keep moving on a happy trail.
Yeah, but just like stories, you know, like for example, like the social media, and you know, like when she was telling us that Lenny was like, you know, liking her pictures, and the girl was liking his pictures, and their family, you know, just things, right, that you start thinking about that you didn't before until one of your best friends is going through it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I take it as a lesson. Yeah. So
yeah.
Poor Todd, as I can tell you.
My husband's Instagram is locked. No one can get in there, see it.
Auntie told us at the reunion that none of our men should have social media.
Yeah.
And when I told Todd that, Todd's like, well, why does Auntie have it then? I said, well,
Yeah,
Andy's a different story. I'm like, how can you even compare yourself to Andy Cohen?
exactly.
But yeah, 'cause, you know, even Andy gave us really good advice. And he's like, none of your men should have social media. It should
I
be
mean, that's one way to lock it down.
I thought it was going to work because, you know, to me, Andy is like God. So when I said Andy, even Andy said that you could
would think that would have worked.
Yeah, I think he's like, well, he has it. And I'll go, okay.
Well, he's a public figure.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, our
so
husbands
much.
think they are, yeah.
Oh.
Are they getting into, you know, like New Jersey territory where they're going to be starting to have their own confessionals on the show?
Right. Well, actually, Todd would be really good for that. And you'll see him, you know, more involved in a different capacity. But you'll see him more involved with the rest of the husbands, and you'll see why he's a good house husband.
Oh, great. I'm excited to see more of that. And I know we get to see a little bit of your wedding celebrations. What extent do we get to see of that, Alexia?
I mean, I think you just saw like the important things that you needed to see. And, you know, unfortunately, I guess, you know, Lisa and Larsa were having this major fight on the boat, which I wasn't aware of, because the boat had different floors. So, and besides that, I made it a point that night that like, I'm not going to participate or see anyone. I mean, I was so into Todd that night, and Todd into me, we were so aligned that night.
Yeah.
Like to us, we just wanted to be alone, dance, kiss, and just, you know, finish the party and just go home and like cuddle and get into bed.
Yeah.
So I really wasn't aware what was going on. Well, yeah. that's like
what you're
code.
calling it.
It's like code for something else, right? But anyways, but yeah, so, you know, I think that you'll see enough, you know, you can see that it's a happy celebration. But unfortunately,
it was really beautiful.
Behind that, it was really beautiful. But behind that, you see, like behind the scene, you see the girls fighting.
And you're like, later when you find out there's a fight, come on, guys.
Oh, please.
Yeah, but you know, that's what really shows you like how life is, right? Like here I am, you know, celebrating a happy moment in my life. And, you know, Lisa is going through a horrible moment in her life that if I were her, I wouldn't have even gone to my wedding. Lenny didn't go. I was already a little bit, you know, I was actually hurt that Lenny hadn't gone because Todd and I like Lenny. So we were like, and that was the first thing I asked her. I was like, Lisa, where's Lenny? Because I was like, she's like, oh, he couldn't come. We have problems with the babysitter. But, you know, I've been there. You know, I've had to lie. I've had to, you know, say things, show up with a smile or show and really be mad. So I think that day, and, you know, after watching it, because I obviously was there, but I wasn't involved in that. But now after watching it on TV, I see, you know what, she was really in a bad place. And this is where you can see that anger like towards Larsa. Because, and still, and Lisa was still defending her husband at that point.
Yeah.
Still defending that he didn't have a mortgage and calling him on the phone. I was like, wow, she is a class act. She's like,
so, absolutely.
Yeah, she was really, really still fighting for her family till the end. So I do have to, you know, applaud her for that because I'm that type of woman also that fights to the end.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like it's going to be a very emotional season. Is there anything else that you would want viewers to know before the season premiere, before I let you go? Tune in, watch, enjoy, get ready.
All of that. Definitely tune in and watch.
You know, honestly, I hadn't watched the shows before, especially my season 4. Like I said, it was very painful for me to watch.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't, but this season I'm watching and I've watched and I could not get up. Like we saw the 4 episodes together and I was like, oh, wow, it's like a movie. Like if you thought my life last season was a telenovela, this is like a straight up movie from Hollywood. That's how I tell you.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see the rest of the season. It's already dramatic from what I've seen, and I can't wait to see more from you two ladies. So thank you so much for your time today.